So I'm super thrilled to have Charlotte here with us today, our product marketing lead at Canva, to take us through the Canva Pro experience. Over to you, Charlotte.
Thank you so much, and warm welcome to absolutely everyone who's joined us from what seems like every single corner of the globe today to be on this Canva Pro workshop. I truly appreciate you all taking the time to learn how you could supercharge your designs with Canva Pro. So really excited to help you learn how you can supercharge your productivity and your designing using all of the features in Canva Pro. So like Jessica said, we are going to be having an interactive workshop today. So we'll be having time for activities, time for you to learn and try the different features that I'll be showing you in your own Canva accounts. So feel free to fire up your Canva and have that ready for when we're going to dive into some of our interactive activities. And really excited to really just charge through today and show you how you can make the most out of Canva Pro. So of course, your time is incredibly valuable and people are up at 1 a.m. So we want to make sure that this session is valuable to you today. So what I would love to understand is what you're hoping to learn today. And we've already planned the content for today, but what I'll do is take any of the questions or feedback in the Zoom chat and help tailor this into my live demos to ensure that you are getting the most value out of today's session. So fire away in the chat what you're hoping to get out of today's session and what you're hoping to learn about Canva Pro. And we'll read through some of the answers just quickly to ensure that we capture all of these different parts in today's session.
So we've got some answers coming through. Belinda wants to learn everything. Michelle would like to know how to make masking effects. Jackie wants to know little tips and shortcuts for more customization with templates and fonts and hyperlinks. Animations. I want to learn shortcuts to work faster. I think you might be in luck there.
Lots of different things. We're definitely going to go through some of the shortcuts that I think will help speed things up. I'm going to go through an overview of a lot of the different Canva Pro features specifically and show you how to use them. And a lot of these features are designed to help you save a lot of time for both yourself and for working with your team. So hopefully that's really helpful. And I'll talk through also different publish options today. So I think we should be able to cover a lot of the different things that were coming through there. Canva Pro is an incredible tool, and the more you play with it, the more you'll learn and figure out and have a lot of fun and figure out how to make the most from it. So I encourage you all to dive headfirst into using Canva Pro to figure out what works best for you. So also to ensure that I am creating and providing information that's relevant to everyone on this call, I'd love to know, we have got a poll that will be popping up in the Zoom, and would love to know who's currently using Canva Pro. So we have a few different options. I'm using Canva Pro, I'm using Canva Free, I'm using Canva for Enterprise, I'm using Canva for Education, I'm using Canva for not-for-profit, or I'm not using Canva yet and you're wanting to learn more. So we've got a few, oh wow, we've got lots of votes coming in. So it's over 64% so far are using Canva Pro, which is great. So some of you may already know some of the things that I'm sharing today, but I think I'm hoping that you'll learn some new tips and tricks that help you with your productivity. 22% of people are using Canva Free. So I'm hoping that for all of you on the call, you'll understand all the differences between free and pro. Canva for Enterprise, a lot of the features that I'll show today, you can also use with your enterprise account, and the same goes for education and not-for-profit. And for those not using Canva yet, hopefully we convince you that Canva is worthwhile and you might sign up and start using it after today. So thank you for taking that poll, and that's really helpful for me to understand who's on the call. Amazing. So a quick intro just about myself before we dive into this. So I'm the product marketing lead here at Canva. I'm presenting to you from the Canva space in Sydney. A bit of my background on why I'm presenting this workshop today. So I actually studied design and visual communication at university and have a background in design, and was an avid user of Canva in all of my previous roles, both in a design capacity and when I pivoted into a marketing capacity, used it with my teams in different roles. used it with different agency partners as well. And so myself and my team found a range of different ways to use not only Canva, but Canva for Work, as it was previously called, but also Canva Pro. I've also used Canva before I joined Canva professionally to work here on some of my side hustles and personal projects. So I'm an avid user and lover of Canva, and I really just love to be able to come here and share some of my knowledge and tips and tricks here with you today. So I'm hoping that you're able to get a lot out of today. So what will we be covering today? So today we're really going to be giving you the tools to supercharge your productivity in Canva and to ensure that you can design like a pro. To do this, we'll be covering 3 main areas in the workshop. So how to set up your account for success. I believe this is really fundamentally important to ensure you get the most out of Canva Pro, and we'll be diving into brand kit. So whoever wanted to learn about that, you're in for a treat. We'll then actually dive straight into the editor and learn how to design like a pro. So how you can edit using a range of pro features and how you can unlock those pro features in Canva Pro and the benefits of them. And I'll be doing live demos, and we'll have a workbook as well to go through those. And it's important to not only design in Canva, but then ultimately you want to share all of your designs, your content, your documents with the world. And we want to show you some of the ways that you can publish these designs with the broader world. And we'll be showcasing some of the pro features to help you do this, including our content planner tool, which some of you may already be using. But first, what is Canva Pro? So Canva Pro is really a productivity and marketing tool that empowers all teams to be able to achieve their goals and collaborate with ease. It's our paid Canva offering, and it's really designed for anyone from a solo designer through to large businesses and teams. And our aim is to help you design and create high impact visual content fast and at low cost. So some of the pro features that we have, we like to start the way that we frame this by saying that we want you to start inspired in Canva. And the way that we help you to start inspired is through our brand management system and brand kit, and by also having access to our content library, which has over 100 million stock images, videos, audio, graphics, and more. So you're never lost for imagery or anything, or lost for inspiration, because you have everything at your fingertips in Canva. We know that design is a collaborative process, and so we want to facilitate the ability for you to be able to collaborate with ease. And so this is why we've really created a space where you can collaborate with ease through our Teams workspace, and in introducing real-time collaboration where you're able to design with anyone on your team or anyone that you share the design with in real time, so you can bring your ideas to life right before your eyes. And then we want to ensure that you can achieve your goals as quickly as possible in Canva, so you can get in, get out, and pump out your content as quickly as possible. So some of the features that we have that are available in Canva Pro to help you with this are our Resize tool, Magic Resize, our photo editor, where you're able to background remove the background from photos in a single click, our video editor and ability to access over 2 million stock videos, our animations tool, which has 14 animations that are all applied in a single click, and our social media scheduler. So you can publish across the internet and schedule to 8 different social media platforms. So that's a quick overview of all of the features that Canva has to offer, and I'll be demoing how to use all of these different features in some capacity today. So there's a sneak peek of some of the different ways teams and businesses use Canva in their day-to-day roles. And by the end of today's session, you'll know how to use Canva in your business and set up for success. So let's dive into part one, which is setting up for success. And just like any strategy or goal that you set in your business, the foundations and prep are always the most important part of setting that strategy to ensure that you have everything you need to succeed. So we view this the same with Canva Pro, and ensuring that you're set yourself and your team up will mean that you get so much more out of Canva Pro. And it will help everyone, to help everyone who hasn't signed up for Canva Pro, we'll also be giving everyone a 3-month free trial later on in this workshop to help you set up for success with your team. And we'll be providing the code later in this workshop, so you have the ability to play along and participate in the workshop with us. So let's dive into Brand Kit, but I want to hear it from you. What are the biggest challenges you currently face when it comes to managing your brand? We have a poll that will be live for this with some preset answers based on some feedback we've heard. But if you have any other things that you are challenged with, please feel free to pop this in the chat. So not having branded templates is a big one. Inconsistent designs across my team, that is particularly challenging, especially as your team grows. That can be a really big challenge that we've found with many teams. Trouble finding my logos. I have experienced that in the past, where I'm digging around in files trying to find the right format, the rectangular logo, the inversed color logo. So that's something that I can resonate strongly with. Yeah, and off-brand designs just in general seem to be also another big challenge. So yeah, the winning one here was not having branded templates. Canva can definitely help with that. And so let's dive in and show you all how you can use Brand Kit and what it actually does. What we've heard from our community, and this is why we created Brand Kit, was that there are a number of pain points that just seem to be consistent across anyone who is running a marketing or sales team, or any team really that needed to have deliver scalable on-brand content. And so the first pain point we had was that my team are creating off-brand designs and content. And as more people join your organization or your team, it was tricky to wrangle and manage all of the different branded assets so that to ensure that they were always on brand. The second pain point that we would often hear is, I can't find my logos, I can't find my brand colors, it's too difficult to constantly search for them, and it really slows down my process and my productivity. And the third pain point was that we don't have a way to ensure that everyone's designs are on brand. You know, we give people on our team templates, but we have no way to actually review and check that they are actually on brand. So insert Brand Kit. Brand Kit is here to help and resolve many of the problems that were shared just then, and any more that I'm sure you've shared in the chat or thinking that you have in relation to brand management. So what is Brand Kit? You're able to save and preset your brand identity in Canva Pro so that it's always at your fingertips whenever you need to design anything. So what does this actually mean in practice? You can turn style guide documents like this. For example, here's one of our fake Canva Pro brands that we've set up. So here are our logos, and then here is our document, which has all of our fonts and colors. So you can turn static documents like this into something usable like this. And here on the iPad, you can see that how Brand Kit looks once you've got it set up, which has all of your brand colors, all of your brand logos, all of your brand fonts saved and stored in this one place, with the ability to access these from within the Canva editor, so that then you're able to automatically apply them to templates or any designs that you're creating, which really automates the entire design process. So we thought that the best way to actually learn together would be to actually set up a Brand Kit together. And so what we'll be doing is we've created a little workbook to follow along. I'll be doing a live demo first to just walk through step by step how you set up the brand kit. And then I'll give everyone time to go through the workbook and actually do it themselves. And I'll dive into the workbook just as we're about to dive into that section of the workshop today. So just to get ready for this activity, I would recommend logging in or signing up for a free trial of Canva Pro. If you are signing up for a free trial of Canva Pro, you can use the link and code that we have here to receive a free trial, a 3-month free trial. It's only available to new Canva users, new Canva Pro users, sorry, I should say. And so please feel free to use that. Then we'll be going on to the homepage section and diving into the brand kit. And it would be valuable for you to have your brand colors or logos ready to upload. If you're in the early stages of creating a startup or a side hustle or your brand, no stress, you don't need to have it. In the workbook, we've actually included a style guide that you can reference and a Google Drive folder where you can access some logos just so you can play along at home yourself and use those to upload and set up. So let's dive in and let me demonstrate how you can set up Brand Kit, and then we'll dive into the activity. So let me do a live walkthrough. I'll just jump to my Canva screen. So I hope everyone can see my Canva screen now. And we'll now dive through how you set up your brand kit. So everyone should be relatively familiar with your homepage. This is what you'll see when you log in. And if you come to this left navigation section, this is where we'll be diving into the brand kit section. So you can see here on the left, there's a brand kit, and this is really the central hub of where you set up brand kit and where you manage the presets for your brand kit. And this is what we'll be setting up together today. Just a note, once you set up this brand kit, often in many instances, you can kind of set and forget it because you'll often only have, your brand updated once every couple of years or so. So you kind of come in here, you do this once, you set and forget, and then you're able to use it across your editing. So this is why we really emphasize that this is an important step when setting up your Canva Pro account. So let's jump into the brand kit. And I've got a relatively empty state here. I'm going to upload some things myself and then also edit some things here in real time with you. So here you can update the title of what you would want to call your brand kit. For the purposes of today, I'll be calling it Holistica, which is the fake brand that I have supplied in the workshop and we'll be using in these demonstrations. So we'll call it the Holistica brand kit. You're then able, as you can see here, to upload brand logos, a range of brand colors and different color palettes, which are all accessible from within the editor. Your brand fonts, this is where you can access them from our Canva font library. We actually have over 3,000 fonts in our Canva font library, which are accessible from within the Pro account. So there's a huge array to choose from, but if we don't have what you're looking for, as you can see in the past, I've uploaded some fonts here and you can upload the font files directly into this space. So let me demonstrate how I would go about setting up my brand kit. So if I click on the plus here, I can upload my logos and this will just go from any file that's on your computer. I had previously set this up by dropping all of the logos that I wanted for today's session onto my desktop. So I'm uploading a range of different colored logos and a transparent PNG background logo into this space. So this is really great because there's no limit to how many different logo types or formats that you need to upload. As many of you would know, when you're working with logos, you want to have transparent versions, different versions on color. Often you'll have different sizes like vertical logo lockups, horizontal, etc. And so you can load all of these in here. So you never need to search for them again in any of your folders. So that's really helpful. And you can see that was super quick just to upload. And I've now got my Holistica logos uploaded in here. So once I've done the brand logos, I can simply come to the brand color section and add in all of my different colors. So when you've created your style guide for your brand, often you will have your hex codes associated with the colors that you have in your style guide. All you need to do is come and manually input the color codes for your style guide into this particular section in the brand kit. So you can change what this is called. I'm going to call this my primary color scheme. And I'm going to now input the hex codes. And so here is where you would refer to your style guide. I will admit I wrote down the hex codes before we started this workshop, so I had them on file to quickly input them. But I'll show you how to do this. So I'm just typing in the numbers 66466. Great, that's one. ED F O F2. Great. Only 2 more to go. 7993FF. And then final color is CEF. Gosh, I have awful handwriting. It's actually like quite hard for me to read what I've written down. Great. And so I've added in my primary color scheme. The great thing is that you can actually come in here and add a whole range of different color schemes. So if you have secondary color schemes, if you're running a specific campaign, which is going to have a unique color scheme, you can actually add that into this space, and you can add and discover new color schemes in here. So we've got a range of different palettes that we've found from popular usage across Canva, and you can see them all in here. And so this is a great research tool if you are in those early stages of creating your brand. You may want to come here to get some inspiration on how you could create another color scheme. If you did want to add another color palette, you just simply click there and put, you know, campaign color palettes, for example, and then you could add in a whole range of new colors in here. And for the, you know, purposes of this exercise, let's just say I might want to add the Luscious Lemonade, love that name, to this color scheme. So that's colors set up. Okay, we're now into brand fonts. So you can set up headings, subheadings, and body copy, and you can set up the font size that you would want all of these to appear at, so that when you're in your design, you can simply click on add text and it will add in a text box with the font that you've selected at the size that you would want. So what I'm going to do now is add in the fonts that I have in my holistical brand into the branded fonts to just do a demonstration. So my font is DM Sans. Great, and I normally have this for headings at 80. Great, my subheadings are a different font that I have in here. And I normally have these at 28. And then body copy is back to my DM Sans. And I normally have that at size 30. Not gonna lie, that sounds pretty large. That's bigger. I think I've written this down wrong. Let's go with 14. 30 is too big. It's bigger than my subheading. And there we go. We've set up our branded fonts. So that was super quick and super easy. And I've now got my brand logos, my brand colors. I've also set up a secondary campaign color scheme. I've also added in my branded fonts using the fonts in the Canva library. And if I did have a particular font that wasn't in the Canva library, what I could do is just simply upload that via this upload button. So it's actually as simple as that to upload your brand kit. And so what I might do now is we might actually jump over to the workbook and take about 5 minutes to go through with everyone how they can set up their own brand kits in their Canva account so that they're set up for success. So let us jump over to the workbook. That was shared in the bit.ly link before, which I think Jess has posted in the chat. And you'll be able to see in here, we've got a walkthrough of the different activities that we're doing today. And so, like I said, if you don't have access to if you don't have a brand yet, feel free to use the style guide here and the logos in this file to set up one. And then let's take some time now to actually go through on page 7 of the workbook, go through and set up the brand kit for your brand. So we'll be following the steps on page 7 and the process that I just used of going to your brand kit, uploading your logos and selecting your brand colors and fonts and adding them into the brand kit. So let's just jump over to that and jump into that activity. I'll put on a timer. So let's give everyone 4 minutes to go through this exercise. And if anyone has any questions in the meantime, feel free to pop them in the chat and Jess and I are happy to answer them while everyone goes through and does this activity. While I have you, a quick fun hack, this timer that I just put on is actually a Canva feature. So if you ever create a presentation, you go into presenter mode. If you simply press a number, so like 4 or 5 on your keyboard while you're in presenter mode, you can actually insert this timer, which is great for running workshops or great when you're doing a presentation. Not related to Canva Pro, it's available to everyone, but just a fun hack.
Great. Sonam says, this is cool. Yes, it is. We totally agree. I love some little Canva features like that. We do have quite a lot of questions.
Okay.
People are asking, how many brand kits can we have? Can we have brand kits for 2 different brands?
Yeah.
Multiple brand kits because I use them for multiple clients.
All great questions. So currently with Canva Pro, you can only have 1 brand kit. What I will say is, keep your eyes peeled. This is a hint for changes that might be coming to this space in coming weeks. That's all I can say without giving away too much. But it's currently 1, but just keep your eyes peeled because there could be some changes to that in coming weeks, which are very exciting.
Fantastic. Is there a way to directly connect designs to the brand kit within Canva without first saving the design to your computer? Asks Dana. So
that's a great question, actually. So you shouldn't actually necessarily have to save it to your computer. When you create a design in Canva, it will appear on your homepage. It will appear on your homepage. If you right click on the design, you can say add to a folder, and you could create a specific folder just for the just for the designs that relate to that brand. That's actually how we do a lot of filing here at Canva. So not necessarily specific to brands, but more specific to projects or teams. We create a design or a document, a strategy document or a presentation. We just right click on that design and then we'll sort it and add it to the folder that is relevant to the team members or folks and different parties that are working on that. And that is all searchable and navigatable through Canva. With Canva Pro, you have unlimited access to folders, so you're able to create as many folders as you want, and you have 100 gigabytes of storage. So there's heaps of storage to go around for you and your team.
Fantastic. We have a question from Sonam. Can I add an already uploaded logo to brand kit? I think Sonam has a lot of old logos and images uploaded years back that were used in some designs that they no longer have access to. So can they upload it from there?
You should be able to, if you have access to the account, you should be able to do this where you can actually delete the logo. So if you have old logos in here, you should be able to delete them. And then you should be able to just use this plus button to add in the new ones. So hopefully you have those settings on your account. Also, if you are looking for a quick way to find, the colors in here, you can extract the color palette from your design. And that's another quick fun hack to, if you're struggling to find your hex codes and colors, you can do that as well. And then you can just choose if you want to keep or remove that.
Fantastic. I think we've got time for one last question from Lexi. Lexi usually uses an outside URL to find hex colors when she can't get the client. Is there a similar tool on the roadmap for Canva?
There is. We're definitely looking into that. That's one of our big pieces of feedback that we get from lots of different people and lots of our users in our community. So that definitely is on the roadmap ahead and something that we're looking into, but I can't share an ETA on when it will be live. In the interim, I would definitely utilize the functionality that I just shared, which was extracting the colors in this brand kit area. I'll also show you a quick hack when we're actually doing the editing section of some ways to also find colors. Otherwise, I think your use of an external tool is definitely another good way to go. And I will admit that I also have a color picker Chrome extension that I use that's in my Chrome, so that then I'm able to just color pick different colors when I'm designing. Awesome. So I hope that everyone was able to go ahead and set up their brand kit while we were doing that live talk through and walkthrough. And I hope that you're feeling like you now know how to use brand kit and how to set it up. So great job, everyone. Let's actually go now into designing like a pro. So what do we actually mean by that? We actually want to help you and empower you and your team to design faster, more effectively, and to leverage all of the functionality in Canva Pro. But we want to hear from you. What are the biggest challenges or struggles that you or your team have currently when you're designing? I'd love to know, and I'm sure that there's some ways that Canva Pro can help, and I'll try to demo those shortly and help you go through those in the activity. So pop in the chat, the Zoom chat, what are some of the biggest challenges you have when designing? There are no wrong or right answers.
Okay, while we're waiting for answers to come through, maybe we just answer a question from Loretta. Can you search the images uploaded into a library? Can you name search them? Can you search by name for stuff that you've uploaded?
Yes, you can actually, and you can do that within the Canva editor search. And I use that a number of often when I'm designing to find images that our creative team may have uploaded into Canva. So our creative team upload, assets, different imagery that we're allowed to use, and I can often search via the name in the editor. So that is a functionality that we have.
Cool. And we've got lots of answers coming through here. Resizing assets, selecting the right fonts.
Oh, yes.
Trying to put my own photo into pre-existing design layouts with different shapes in them, editing videos. Yeah, okay,
great. Resizing was honestly such a pain for me. I used to, in one of my old jobs, have all the different social media channel sizes that you need to have, like for Facebook banners, Facebook posts, Instagram posts, sitting on my desk so that then I could quickly look up. I no longer need to do that because Canva Pro has a magic resize tool. So I'll definitely be demoing that, and hopefully that will help save some of you a lot of time. So here's some of the things that we have heard from our community, and a lot of them are similar things to what you were saying in the chat around some of the main pain points people were having when designing. So pain point number one, people found it really time consuming and super costly to actually find and use stock images or videos. And many people had to have subscriptions to other platforms. It would take them hours to find the right image. So that was a huge pain point. The second one was just the inability or the difficulty to erase backgrounds on images. This is particularly useful and difficult, I guess, when you've got a product that you want to showcase and you want to remove that pesky background. That's something that people had a lot of issue with. And I touched on it before, and you all touched in the chat, just knowing the dimensions that I need for every marketing channel. There's so many different channels that, as marketing folks or content creators, that we need to be across these days, and all of them have different dimensions. And so that's another key pain point that everyone was often feeling. So to resolve these things, we have a few tips to help speed up your content creation process. The first one, before I dive into the pro features, are a few Canva shortcuts that might help speed up your process. So if you don't know these shortcuts, I would recommend that you screenshot this right now. But I'll just quickly go through what these are. So copy and paste, which are pretty standard commands across any platform or tool, but copy is Command C or Control C. Paste is Command V or Control V. So when you're in the Canva editor, if you hit the C key on your keyboard, a circle will insert. If you hit the L key, a line will insert. If you hit the R key, a rectangle will insert. And if you hit a T, a text box will insert. I'm not sure if anyone's used these shortcuts before or maybe stumbled across them because they've accidentally thrashed their keyboard. But I think these actually speed up the design process so much. I use rectangle and text box honestly in every single design. I just hit T and then I've instantly got a text box. So these are super helpful. But other ways that can help speed up your process are by using our unlimited content library with over 100 million pieces of content in there, including videos, audio, graphics, and photos. Using our background remover tool to instantly remove the backgrounds of photos in a few seconds, and then resizing using our magic resize tool. So like I said, who just likes searching for hours to find the right stock image, only to discover it costs an arm and a leg? No worries, we've got you covered, and Canva is constantly updating this library to ensure we have the most modern and stylish imagery in our library. Spending hours removing the background from your images, that it's really not the best use of your time. So why not just remove it in a single click with Canva Pro? And then magic resize, like I said, how can you turn, the question is always, how can I turn my design into a poster or a t-shirt or a Facebook cover image? Magic resize is the answer here, and it will help you transform any single design into multiple designs. So let's use all of these to actually create a design together and see how it all comes together and how all the Canva Pro features come together when designing. What I'll do here is I'll jump back to my Canva screen, which is on one of my screens. And I'll also obviously show you how to use the brand kit and the colors and logos that you've uploaded in your design. So let's go back to Canva and let us jump into Instagram. Let me do a Pinterest post. There's a reason for this, which you'll see later on. Okay, awesome. So as you can see, many of you would be familiar, but we have our stock library where you can find an array of templates for anything that you're looking for. We also have the ability to search via some of our most popular content types, which are up the top here, which make it really easy to see all the different templates that we offer on Canva and all the different functionality that you have. So here is a range of social media posts. So let's do this Pinterest pin and open up the editor. Amazing. And so we're now in the editor, and this is the editor for Canva Pro. And so here you'll see our templates area. So you're able to search templates here. You could type in yoga, you could type in business, and you'll see a range of different templates here. So I'm going to find one that would be suitable for what I want. I have my Holistica brand, which is a wellness brand, as you've seen before. So I'm wanting to create some wellness content for my brand. So I've just selected that template. Before I dive into editing, I'll just quickly talk through what each of the functionality is on this particular left-hand panel. So you can upload any content yourself. So images, videos, GIFs, you can upload that via drag and drop here. In here, you can go through photos and use, this is where you can access our content library to access over 100 million pieces of content. So you can type in anything here and also filter by colors, the orientation, etc. So that is in here. Then we also have our element library. So we have featured elements, shapes, frames. As you can see here, this photo is actually sitting in a frame at the moment, so you can add that in. You can also add in charts. So if you're doing business reporting, that's a really great tool to help visualize data within your posts or within your presentations. This is where we get to the fun stuff. So as you can see, this is text, and these 3 sections at the top, these are actually our brand kit text boxes that we've added in. So this is the font that I'd added in heading size. This is the subheading one, and this is actually the body text, and that's all preset in the text section. So all I have to do is simply click that, and I've got an on-brand text box that's in my font. So it's as simple as that. So that's where you'll find the text pieces. In terms of styles, you'll see this is the Holistica brand kit, and that's what's saved in the style section. And you'll be able to see my primary color scheme added in here. So if I click on this, you'll see a little bit of magic come to life, and it will actually just transform this whole template into an on-brand template by applying all of my brand kit colors to any of the templates that are in Canva. So if you're wanting to just simply apply colors to anything in Canva, this is the way to do it. You don't even need to click on the separate elements. It just applies it instantly. So that is really, really helpful. Alternatively, if you do want to specifically change different things, you'll see the primary color scheme or the campaign color scheme or luscious lemon color scheme that I saved is just simply in this color panel here. And that's where you can actually access that and change the colors as you would wish or like. So that's a really sweet hack that we have there. So I was at styles. I'll then jump into audio. So this is if you wanted to apply some sound. We have access to a stock library, which you get access to as part of Canva Pro. So this is great if you're doing videos or you want social media ads or moving social media. This is a great source of inspiration and audio. And the next part is video. So we have over 2 million videos in the library. We know that this is a huge pain point for people having to go out and film things themselves. So why not access our stock library, which we're constantly adding to add a little bit of movement to your design. And then we have a whole range of different backgrounds. Here, someone was asking before about the different folders that you can access to see what people have designed or created before. Here you'll be able to see my folders that I've created for my team and access some of the team templates that you've had set up, access any of your previous brand designs that you've had set up, or access some designs that you may not have filed yet as well. The other most important thing here is logos. If I click on logos, these are my Holistica logos that I uploaded into the brand kit. And I can now simply add that into the design. So that's how you're able to find that part of the brand kit. And there are many, many more parts and integrations that we have in the Canva editor. But I just wanted to give you a quick run through before I dive in how to use actually all the pro features and just do a live demo of how I would edit this design. So now that I've given you a very quick walkthrough, I've got my now looking very chaotic design. And what I'm going to do is just edit it right in front of you and talk through how I would go about this and talk through how I will use the Canva Pro features. So for the sake of the demonstration, I'll start from scratch. Let's remove that. Let's even remove that. And let's go from here. Okay, cool. So I want to promote an upcoming fitness retreat. I'll put that here. Might capitalize that. I can ensure that that's left aligned. So that's sitting at, I can boost that up from what I'd set in the brand kit because I want that to stand out. I'll add in my website details. I'll put in, I just hit T on my keyboard, and that's how I inserted the text box. Just for means of demonstrating, if I hit C, if I hit C, that's a circle. If I hit L, that's a line. If I hit rectangle R, sorry, that's a rectangle. So they're those shortcuts coming to life. But let's go back and do that again. So T for text box, limited time offer. I'll put that there. Might change the color of that. Then let's go to my elements section, into the shapes. I want to add a button so it looks like people can kind of click on it to book. So let's add this here. This is my hack for making buttons. That's how I make them. And then let's go book now. And put that in white so it stands out, and pump that up. And if you wanted to, you could also add a link here. So like, depending on how you're going to export this or how you're going to share this with people, you could just add this here if you wanted to, or you could link it through whichever platform you're sharing this on. All right, so I've got fitness retreat. Great. I think this blue is a little bit intense. So I'll go to my color section and go to my document colors and add just white. Okay, now that I've changed this to white, that's a little bit too white. And then let's just add in a frame to add in a photo. So that was in the elements. So here you can see the frame section, and these are all molds basically that you can use to drag and drop photos into them. So there's lots of cool ones. There's even like these great mock-ups if you had like a computer that you wanted to put a mock-up on. There's some really interesting kind of squiggle ones, and some nice organic shapes. So just for this one, I'm going to, because we've got the organic lines, I'm going to put this in here and just put that there. And so let's actually go into the content library and type in fitness and see what comes up, because I want to find an interesting image. So there's a whole range of different images, from outdoors to indoors to teams to fitness equipment. So this is great. I can find a range of things. I think I saw one up above that I really liked, like that. So here's where the fun starts. So I can drag it into here and have it just fit into that frame. I also can add in a few fun things. So let's say I wanted to add in this image, but I actually just want the dumbbells. I think that's how you say them. Dumbbells. You want to just have the dumbbells in here. If you click on the effects panel, sorry, I just need to zoom out for a second. If I click on the effects section, I'll just go back into full screen mode. There are a whole range of effects that I can apply to this image, including like slicing them, screening, color matching, different TV kind of filters, all sorts of things. But the one that most people like are the background remover tool. So if I click on this, what it will do is it will automatically remove the background from the image using artificial intelligence. And it's generally very accurate. But if it's not accurate, there is an eraser tool, so you can just quickly go around the edges to ensure that the full background is removed. Perfect. And so it's as simple as that to remove the background. Like I said earlier, this is really great for if you have products that you want to showcase. So if you're selling a water bottle, selling some shoes, you can remove the background in a couple of clicks and just add them to your design. So what I might do is just put that down here. Oops. I'll show you one other thing in a second about that. And just, you know, I could put it in there like that if I wanted to, or I could just add that here. I will admit it's a bit rogue in terms of aligning with the design, but I just wanted to show you how to use background remover. So we've got this fitness retreat. If we wanted to ensure that everything is sort of in line, we can actually show rulers on here and draw a line here. So I can actually see that things are not aligned if we just wanted to make sure everything's okay. So you can add margins, add a line in, add some rulers to ensure that everything's lining up. So that's a really handy tip there. And let's go like that. And that's how you can create a pretty quick design using Canva. And using some of the different pro features. Actually, I'm going to remove those dumbbells because they look very, very strange in this design. But that was just to show you how to use background remover. So now that you've created and used all of these different features, you can see you can create a post very quickly, and you can apply your brand kit super quickly as well. Another cool thing that I might just quickly show you while I have everyone here is one new feature that we have in the editor, which is the ability to actually mock up your designs. So what I will do is just add a page, and I'll show you what I mean. So if I click on an image, I can go back into that effects panel, and we have a new integration called Smart Mockups. And what you can do is actually click on this and see the image come to life in a, mobile mockup. You could even have it on a computer or things like that. And so this is a great way to show clients what your designs would look like if they were to be out in the real world. So my hack here is to download your design as a JPEG or PNG, insert it into a Canva editor, click on it, and then you'll be able to add that image into any smart mockups feature here. So I've shown you how to create a design, how to use background remover, how to use your brand kit in here, and how to add in imagery from our content library. The final piece of the puzzle was to actually show you how to resize, and then I'm going to give everyone time to do this themselves and ask questions. So up here in the editor panel, you'll find the resize section, and this actually has the ability for you to custom resize to whatever size you wish, or to use one of our preset dimensions for one of our doc types and click on one of these. So if you want to resize your design, simply click on resize and click on the size that you would like to resize it to. So, we could go Facebook post, presentation, poster, logo, etc. The world's kind of your oyster here. And what it will do is it will magically resize it for you and open up a new design. So I'm going to test out the Facebook post, and it will just load. And so it's brought across all the different pieces. You can just blow them up like that. Blow this up. Blow this up. And it's as simple as that to then resize it to be used on Facebook. Sometimes I will say that sometimes it is very accurate. It will basically nail what you want 100, some of the time. Sometimes you might just have to make some quick adjustments to the size of things for the new layout, but that generally only takes, as you see, like 10 seconds, and then you've got your new design. So I recognize I've been speaking for a while now, and I bet everyone is keen and eager to jump in and do this themselves. So let's jump over to the workbook and go through a little section ourselves. So I would love for you to pick your favorite template, play around with adding in a photo from our content library. And I would recommend using the background remover tool and even testing out some of those different elements and effects that we have in the effects panel, as heaps of people don't realize that they actually live there, and there's some awesome filters that you can apply there. Have a play around with that. Also, if you've got your brand kit set up, add in your brand colors, add in your brand fonts to the design, and then play around with resizing your design using Magic Resize and see how you go. I've added in the steps on page 10 of the workbook if you're getting lost and you want to figure out how to follow along. So feel free to follow along here and see how you go. And what I'll do is I'll pop on another timer. We'll give everyone probably 4 minutes again to go through and create a design. And I'll be doing a Q&A in the chat while everyone has a play around with Canva Pro here.
Fantastic. Yes, we have lots of questions in the chat. How do I upload our own brand fonts? Asked Christy. What format do they have to be in to be able to pull them through?
Yes. So this is testing my knowledge. I'm not going to lie. Just 1 second. It's the typical font format, which is, I'm just double checking. I think it's a TF file. So when you download a font, it is in the correct format to upload it. So you shouldn't need to convert it. Yeah, TTF, I think, or an OTF should be able to be uploaded. And yeah, if you download a font from a font library, if you purchase a font from a font library, they should come in the correct font formats that you would then upload them into Canva.
Fantastic. Thank you. Ya asks, where can I find the magic resize feature in Canva?
Yeah, awesome. Let me dive back into that. Okay, so you're in the Canva editor. If you go up to the top turquoise bar and you see resize, then you can come down here, and this is the magic resize tool, and these are all the different sizes that you can resize to, and you can select one of these, and then, so let's just pick another one. Let's do Instagram story, copy and resize, and then it will just resize like that. And like I said, you might just need to, like, you know, change a few of the size elements. So I might just quickly go like that. Probably made that a bit big. Pull that up, pull that down. Something like that. But that's how you access the magic resize. And yeah, so it's in this top resize section here.
Super, thank you so much. Ishita asks, with animations, with animating elements, can different animations be used in the same design? So can you animate things in different ways?
So currently the way that we have the animate tool, you can actually only animate the whole thing. So it applies the style to the whole design. And here are a few examples of what those different animations would look like. So let's go to, that's one, or if we go to pop, if we click on the whole thing, you'll see how they change. So yeah, that's how it works. So, so this is applying it to the whole design. Or if I just click on the actual image, I should just be able to apply it to that image, which is what I was doing before. So yeah, it's not as, you can't merge them, the styles of the animation. It applies it to everything. There are 14 to choose from, and you unlock 7 of them when you are on Canva Pro.
Fantastic, thank you. Anissa asks, is it possible to have some kind of accessibility checker as a feature for your designs?
That is a great question. So we take that very seriously, and we have a whole team that works on accessibility. I actually believe they were building a tool, but I'm going to be totally honest, I'm not quite sure where it's at now, because we are wanting to make it as accessible to the entire world as possible, Canva, so that anyone can design using our platform. So I'm going to be honest, I have to check back on the status of that, but that is something that has been a priority for us as a company, really to empower every single person in the world to design.
Fantastic. And I'd also like to let you know that there is a Design for Accessibility workshop coming up in June. So if you would like to learn more about accessible design, definitely look out for that one for your own information as a designer as well. Do we have time for another question, or do we need to move on?
No, let's do one more, and then we'll jump into the final section of the workshop today, which is publishing.
Sonam asks, with apps and integrations, are there any top apps that you would suggest to use, or one that you use the most?
Yeah, that's a great question, actually. So I guess it depends on what other business tools you may have set up or that you may be familiar with in your business, because that kind of is dependent on sort of the apps that I would recommend. For me, I find the Google Drive integration really valuable. That's a great way. If I have images in there, I can pull images from the Google Drive functionality into my designs directly. Same goes for Dropbox. The one that I actually probably use the most is YouTube. So what you can do is you can connect your YouTube, like your Google account or your YouTube account, and then you can insert any video, any YouTube videos into a design. So if you're doing a presentation and you've got your brand's video up on YouTube, or you want to showcase another brand's video or a funny video that you found on YouTube of cats or something, you can actually simply insert that using the YouTube integration. Once you've connected it, it will actually just, you can just search, like I can type in Canva and it brings up a whole range of different videos on like what Canva is. So you can really just insert any YouTube videos, and that's a really great way to add dynamic elements to a presentation or a document. I know historically in some of the legacy presentation tools that I've used, videos often been the biggest challenge in terms of getting it to work. There's always tech issues. So by using this YouTube import, it's great. It works all the time. And the same goes for, you can actually just upload the video if you have a raw file directly, insert it onto the design, and it'll automatically play. So that's another great way to get around that.
Fantastic. Thank you. Sonam says, wow, I've been downloading and uploading stuff from the Drive. Oh, thanks for explaining integrations. So really helpful.
No worries. Yeah, and I recommend that you definitely just take a look at the apps that are there and see what ones that you're currently using. And I would recommend integrating any that you currently use and see what functionalities they have, because I'm sure it will help speed up your design process. All right, we're on the home stretch. I greatly appreciate everyone staying this long in the workshop, and I hope that you're finding it interesting. So let's go on to the third and final section of today's workshop, which is publishing like a pro. You all are creating incredible designs, incredible content, incredible presentations, and it's so important that you have the ability to share this with the entire world. So I want to share with you how you can publish using Canva, but also some of the ways that you can uniquely publish your content using Canva Pro. So just in the Zoom chat, what are some of the current ways that you share or publish your content? How do you share your designs currently with the world? Let us know what you're currently doing.
Davies, download and send out via social media or by our website, Instagram and pitch decks, download it and upload it via Canva links, save it and then publish it on Instagram, maintain a Google Sheet and put Canva links in there.
Oh, nice. That's a good idea.
Some people use Creator Studio, sharing presentations as websites, which is one of my favorites as well, on social media, save and upload to socials. Awesome. Prepare a deck and share with clients, send links to my students, even assign homework through Canva.
Oh, great. That's a great way to use Canva for education. So love to hear that. So some of these are great ideas that I hadn't necessarily even thought of. But I wanted to share with you how you can actually schedule your social media directly from Canva. And so I'll be going through that in a live demo. Some of the pain points we heard from our community when it comes to publishing the designs is the difficulty in having to jump between a whole range of different platforms. So like if you're on social media, you might be across 7 different social media platforms, having to download and upload different pieces of content to all these different platforms is really challenging. Some people also struggle to know what format that you need to export your design in for all these different platforms. So that's really challenging. And obviously, if you have third-party integrations that help you distribute your content, that can often be quite costly as well. So we wanted to share with you the Canva Pro feature of the Content Planner. Not sure how many of you are using it, but this is actually the one of our relatively new features. It was launched last year, where you can actually plan, draft, design, and publish your content directly from Canva itself. So this saves a huge amount of time. And also the big new announcement that we launched 2 weeks ago, drum roll please, is that you can actually now schedule to Instagram as well, as we know that was one of our top requested features. Everyone loves Instagram, and you can now schedule directly to Instagram from Canva. I've got a quick video just to give you a very quick snapshot of what the content planner looks like and how it works. And then we'll dive into a live demo, and I'll just talk through quickly the workbook that we have set up for that. So let's just see a sneak peek of how it works. Awesome. So, few quick questions before we dive into how it works. Where can you schedule using the content planner? So you can schedule to Instagram business pages, Facebook group, Facebook pages, Twitter, Slack, LinkedIn, Pinterest, Tumblr, and Weibo. We're always looking for new integrations and API partners. So this list will evolve, but this is currently who you can schedule to. Things to know before you start. So I've added in the workbook an FAQ section, which has links to our full help articles and our FAQs, just to help everyone and ensure that all of their questions are getting answered. So you can only connect to an Instagram business account. This is currently the way that the API is set up. And so you cannot connect to your personal Instagram accounts. You cannot currently share your calendar with other people, but this is something that we're actively working on so that you can share your content calendar with other folks. And a few issues that some folks run into is if they've previously signed into Canva using Facebook, you may need to go and re-authenticate the login. The full FAQs are in the workbook. And so I would encourage you to take a look at those, because that will help troubleshoot any issues that you're having there. But let's schedule your first post and learn how to schedule your first post. For this activity, what we'll be doing is I'll be going through and showing you how the content planner works. If you're able to schedule and set up all your social media accounts, absolutely go for it and schedule your first post. If you're having any issue connecting to your social media accounts, I recommend you looking through the workbook and looking at the FAQs, as we have all of the troubleshooting steps in there. It's not particularly complicated, but there are just a few different nuances per platform, and that's why I'm not going to dive into them here, as it might take a little bit too much time. So let's dive into how to use the content planner. If you want to follow along at home, dive into the workbook. And if you jump to this page here, which is number 13, you'll see the steps for setting up and scheduling to the content planner. But let's actually dive in now back into my Canva account, and let's do it together in Canva. And let me show you how to use the content planner. So people, the first question is, where do I find the content planner? Where is it kept? It's actually just kept here on the left-hand panel under the brand kit section. So if you click on content planner, you will then come to the calendar view. And what you'll see here is we actually have this banner now announcing that you can connect to your Instagram, which is super exciting. But what you'll see here is basically a plain calendar until you actually schedule something to go live. Once you've scheduled something for a coming date or a coming time, you will see it sitting here on the calendar with a little icon as to what channel it's going through to. And what you can do is you can simply click on this, and you can see the post. You can see where it's going. I'm posting this to Pinterest. You can see the caption. You can also see the URL that I want to link to and when it's going out. If I did want to delete the post or change the date and time, I can do so all from within this calendar view. So the calendar view is really a great place for you to manage and see how your calendar is coming to life, and to also plan your content. So if you simply click on the plus button, you do have the ability to access your whole library, and you can actually schedule posts directly from here, which is really exciting. So you could simply click on that. And then I could just go, okay, I'm not sure what I want to say about it yet, but I'll just put save as draft. And then it would just save it there with a little editing icon as a draft. So this is a great way for you to actually plan your calendar and what content you want to be going live. And it's also a really great visual tool to see all the different things that you're setting live over the coming weeks or months. You can actually schedule up to over a year in advance. So if you're a super organized person, go for it, do your year's worth of content. But most people like to schedule on a sort of weekly or monthly basis, and that's all feasible within this content planner. So like I said, you can actually schedule directly from within this calendar view. You can access your library here. You can access your folders that you have access to, and all of the designs that you created, and you can schedule it here. Or one of the most common ways that people schedule is through the editor. So let's jump into the editor now, and I'll show you how to do that. So I'll just go back to my Canva page. And I'll go into this particular post. Actually, let me go back. I had a Pinterest post that I created, which I didn't label, which was a bit silly, but not to worry. So this was the Pinterest post that I created. I'm just going to delete this second page. And so now that I'm in the Canva editor, you can see that there are a number of different options for how you could share this design. So let's go through all the different options, and then I'll dive into the content planner. So you can share this design with other people on your team, or if you have external clients, agencies, or parties that you want to review your design, they can come in and you can share this link and they'll be able to come in and review the design. If you wanted them to check something out in particular, you could actually just comment here and go, hey, did you like this image? Let me know. And you can tag the person if they're on your team, or you can just say at Ellie, did you like this image? And pop that there. And that's a really great way to collaborate and to actually get reviews and feedback on this. You can also drop comments here like, Ellie, can you approve this design? And that's a great way for you and your team to collaborate together in here. So that's all. If you share the link with anyone in through here, they'll be able to come in, they'll be able to edit. You can also share this to use as a template. If you wanted people in your team to use this as a template, you can do that from within here, or you can just share the link for people to view if that's your preferred option. If you wanted to download, you can download it all, the design, through this download menu. We have PNG, JPEG, PDF, SVG, MP4, and GIF, and you're able to download that here. That will download it to your computer, and then you can distribute it however you wish. And if you wanted to have this white background as transparent, you could just click that button there. Now this is where it gets interesting. If you wanted to actually publish it, because I've connected my Pinterest account, I can publish it directly to Pinterest, or there's a whole range of recommended publishing options, which are through the three-dot menu here. So if you wanted to share it through the content planner, you can simply click on this schedule button. You'll see here you can choose the date and time that you might want to schedule it, and then you can click next. So I have already connected my my Pinterest and Facebook account, but I could actually click here and connect any one of these different social media accounts. So, you know, if it was Slack or Tumblr or Instagram, I could click on this here, and then I would just be brought here to actually connect that account through these steps, and you just follow these steps. For the purposes of this demonstration, I'll show you how to actually share this via Pinterest, because I have that connected, and show you how it's done. So all I've done is I've come in here, I've clicked that I want to share it to my Green Living Pinterest page. I'll put this, the title for this as Join Our Fitness Retreat, limited spots remaining, book now. And then I would just put my website, which is great. Oops. Okay, sorry, that was that was my fault. I closed the window. That was silly of me. join our fitness treat. Limited spots remaining. Add my website. Then I can just save the draft here, or I can press schedule post. It's now preparing the schedule. And then I can just go to content planner. So I can go to make a copy. Why do we have this here? That's a question that we often get asked, because people will want to resize this design to then post on another channel. So that's often why we have the make a copy, or you can just exit out of it, or you can go directly to the content planner where you can see it, the modal here, see what we've saved in terms of all the information. And you can see that I've now scheduled that for the 30th. And that's now connected to my Pinterest account here. So that's actually how you use the content planner. It's pretty simple, and that's an awesome way to get your content out with the world. Before I jump over to FAQs and just chatting through this a bit more, I actually will just also demonstrate the broader publish menu, as a few people had that in the chat at the beginning, that they wanted to learn more about the different publishing and printing options. So I'll actually just quickly go through that right now. So like I said before, the 3 dots are our publish menu, and there are a range of different things that you can do here. So you could schedule this post, you could present this post, which would just present it in a presentation format. The website link is, I use this all the time, and I know a few of you said this in the chat. I often share designs as like a presentation or a scrolling website. And it's really fun. Like, we use this internally at Canva to set up like websites for like upcoming events and things like that. We just publish our design as like a scrolling website, and that's like an example of what it could look like. And people can access that via the Canva link.
So can you tag and hashtag on the scheduler?
So on the scheduler, you can hashtag. So you can just add in your normal like hashtag image, hashtag branding, or whatever the hashtags are, and they will automatically apply as hashtags across to the different platforms. You currently cannot tag like locations or different brands or people in the post. That's a current limitation that we have. So hashtags, yes. Currently, the other tagging, no.
Brilliant. Thank you. Amy asks, is there a way to draft schedule the posts so you can plan them, but you can not actually actively schedule them till later?
Yes, that is definitely feasible. So just how to save a draft post. Great question. Content planner. So let's go into the content planner. Let me pick a date. So let's go the 1st of May. Let me pick this image that I created earlier, which was the fitness workout image. And so once I click on this, you'll see here it says save as draft. You don't have to put in any more information than this. You can simply click save as draft, and then it just saves it as a draft in your calendar. And you can use the little pencil tool over the top to actually then go back and edit it. The little pencil tool also highlights that it's a draft, and you can also see that it's slightly grayed out and slightly faded, and that's because it's not fully scheduled. And that's the kind of indication when looking at the content planner as to which posts are scheduled versus which posts are drafted.
Fantastic. Okay, I know we've only got a few minutes left, so we'll raise some questions again at the end, but I know that you've got a few slides to get through.
Amazing. So we just went through the demo on how to use the content planner. I would really recommend everyone going through and using the workbook steps to actually set up their first post in the content planner. Sometimes that can take a little longer than 4 minutes, which is why we didn't cover it here today. But I hope that the step-by-step walkthrough helped guide everyone through how to do that. So congratulations, you've all made it to the end of today's workshop, and I really hope that you all learned at least one, if not 3 or 5 things today in today's workshop. And so I just wanted to do a recap on what we've covered here today. So the first piece was setting up for success. So setting up your brand kit, uploading your fonts, uploading your logos and your colors to ensure that you have everything in your account set up and ready to go when you're about to start editing. In the Designing Like a Pro section, we covered off how to use the magic Resize tool, how to access your brand kit in the editor, how to search for images using our content library, how to apply those brand kits to different templates, and how to use some of the different integrations that we have there, as well as using the background remover. I recognize that there was quite a lot that we actually covered there. So I would recommend you going back and having a play around and testing out all the different things we chatted about there. The final piece was publishing with the content planner. I recommend you going through the different publish options, seeing how you can schedule, also seeing how you can publish to different integrations, and also some of the printing options that we have there. We have print available in so many different countries. There's so many different amazing options. You can print to mugs, to t-shirts, to brochures. There's so many cool things that you can print in Canva, and you can bring your designs to life through physical means with a printing integration. So I hope that you all feel like you're able to set up for success, design like a pro, and publish like a pro at the end of today's session. I really hope that you all enjoyed the workshop and learned something from today's session and got something out of it. I really appreciate you taking the time out of your very busy schedules and days to learn more about Canva Pro. Please take what you've learned, share it back with your team, share it with other friends or family or teammates that you know that use Canva Pro, and empower them to learn how to design like a pro as well. We're always about giving here at Canva, and we really want everyone in the world to be able to design like a pro. So share your expertise with the world. But before you go, I really wanted to share one of our really lovely community stories about how one particular Canva Pro brand is using Canva Pro to tell incredible stories about her culture, and also to market and design her fashion label. So I've got a very quick 2-minute video that I just want to show you, which hopefully will inspire you to show you what you can do using Canva Pro. So I'll jump into the video now.
Of our people and of our culture. My name is Leandra Gaykamongo. I'm the creative director and founder of swimwear label Leandra Swim. I'm a younger woman from Northeast Arnhem Land in the Northern Territory of Australia. As a small child, to me, swimming and being in water and the ocean is where I was the most comfortable. It's such a huge part of who I am. And so when I fell pregnant with my son and I knew that I would have time off, I wanted to use that as a way to reset. And I wanted to create a positive voice where I had control over the narrative of my culture. First thing was I didn't know what I'm doing. I'm a graphic designer. I knew that I wanted to be light and fresh and fun, but I didn't really understand how I was going to translate those ideas into a visual. So Canva helped because it was very easy to use. I use it to help make my swimwear prints. I don't have to go to any other program. I've got everything saved in the one place. Everything that I do has to have purpose behind it. It doesn't make sense to just create swimwear just because I want to. I use swimwear as a vessel. The most important part of Canva for me is it helps me tell my story. It makes me proud of who I am and where I come from, as well as what I do.
When I first saw that story, it just blew me away. So exciting to see how Leandra was able to use Canva to not only market, but to design her swimwear and to make such an impact. So that was really empowering for me and got me really excited about all the possibilities that there are within Canva. And so if you like today's workshop and you want to learn more about different ways to use Canva, we're running a series of workshops basically over the course of the rest of the year. If you go to canva.com/canvaspace, and we're going to have a whole different range of workshops. So like Jessica said, there was going to be one on accessible design. I know that we've got some that are coming up on how to use the presentations functionality in particular, also probably some on video as well. So some sneak peeks as to what to come. There's so many different ways to use Canva, and we're creating tailored workshops for all the different unique use cases so that everyone can learn how to get the most out of Canva. And if you want to learn more about Canva and some of the different hacks and cheats and hacks, I guess, that I was sharing with you today, I would highly recommend joining our Facebook group. So facebook.com/group/Canva Design Circle. We have over 94,000 members in that group who are constantly sharing new design techniques, new templates they've found, interesting hacks or ways they've used Canva, some awesome tips and tutorials on how to use Canva. So feel free to join that group, and you'll be able to stay in the loop with all of the amazing tutorials and product launches that we're having across the platform. And we would love it if you would have the time to just take 1 minute out of your day to just give us feedback on what you liked in today's feedback, and also what you would like to see next time. We're creating a full program of workshops, and if we didn't get to cover something that you were interested in learning about today, we can definitely jump into that in one of our future workshops. So please give us your ideas, give us what you want to learn, and that will help us create our content for the future workshops that we're running in this space. So very excited to see what's happening, and I would recommend tuning into all of the amazing Canva space workshops that are coming soon. But most importantly, thank you for all of your incredible questions. Thank you for all of your time today, and I really hope that you got a lot out of it and you feel empowered to use Canva Pro within your business and with your team. I really hope that you had a great session today. I recognize at times we probably can't do any more questions, sorry, but I hope that you were able to get something out of today.
Thank you so much, Charlotte. There's lots of Canva love coming through in the chat there. Such a useful workshop, and we really appreciate you spending the time here with us in Canva Space to share with our community today. So thank you very much. Thank you everyone for joining. And as Charlotte said, we do have lots more workshops coming up. So stay tuned, and we hope to see you soon at another Canva Space event. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Thanks, everyone. Have a wonderful morning, evening, or night, wherever you are in the world, and we'll see you next time.